Hi, welcome back to Science 1206, the Weather Dynamics Unit. I'm Ms. Ludwell, and in this video, we'll talk about weather observation systems. Let's begin. Meteorology is a science of predicting future weather events. To predict future weather events, meteorologists rely on data gathered from numerous sources. They integrate observations made by individuals with information from automated weather stations on land and sea buoys, weather balloons, radar, and satellites. Meteorologists' predictions stem from a comprehensive analysis of this combined meteorological information. The accuracy of weather forecasts improves when data from several sources are used. Remote sensing technology is a technology that collects weather data from a distance without being in physical contact with the object being observed. Examples of remote sensing technology include weather radar and weather satellites. Let's look at these in more detail. Weather radar is a type of remote sensing technology that measures weather data by analyzing radio waves that are reflected off objects in the atmosphere, such as snow or hail. The reflected signals are converted into images showing the intensity and location of precipitation. Doppler radar technology is a type of radar that is useful for detecting storms. Doppler radar can detect if objects, such as snow or hail, are moving away from or towards the radar, as well as the speed at which objects move. This allows meteorologists to determine the speed and direction of approaching weather systems. Let's look at a flowchart summarizing weather radar. Radio waves are sent out by weather radar. Radio waves are then reflected off objects in the atmosphere, such as snow or hail. And the reflected signals are interpreted and converted into images that show the location and intensity of the precipitation. Below is an example of a radar image that was captured by the Marble Mountain radar site. The amount of precipitation is shown in color. From this image, we can see some light rain north of Daniels Harbor, Stephenville, and Port aux Basques. There are two types of weather satellites, low orbit and high orbit. Low orbit satellites orbit about 1,000 kilometers above the Earth, and they monitor the weather daily. These satellites send back information regarding global winds, air temperature, and humidity levels in the atmosphere. Weather monitoring low orbit satellites are known as Polar Operating Environmental Satellites, abbreviated POES. High orbit satellites orbit about 3,600,000 kilometers above the equator. These satellites take infrared images, which show the heat being given off by the Earth, and collect information about cloud cover and types of precipitation. High orbit satellites take a much larger picture of the Earth than low orbit satellites. High orbiting satellites used to monitor weather are known as GOES, which stands for Geostationary Operating Environmental Satellites. They travel at the same speed as Earth rotates and are positioned over a fixed location above Earth. Weather balloons, filled with helium, are released by meteorologists to gather atmospheric data. These balloons carry a radiosonde, a device equipped with a computer and instruments to measure temperature, pressure, and humidity. Data is transmitted back to ground computers for analysis. By tracking the movements of the weather balloon, meteorologists gather information on wind speed and direction. Weather balloons are crucial for collecting accurate upper atmosphere information, but are used only once due to recovery challenges. Once the balloon bursts, the radiosonde returns back to Earth via a small parachute. Now it's time to review. Complete the learning activities in Brightspace.